My friend, there's a TikToker who said, I've just lost him. There's a TikToker who says to me, is it not a strategy what is happening between Mr. Shivambu and Mr. Maleme and the EFF? I said, maybe, I don't know, but I don't think so. Let me say this. You know what is happening now was prophesied. It was like Mbalula was prophesying 9 years ago when the EFF went into parliament for the first time. They were very disruptive. In a debate that was presided over by Mr. Frolic, who did very well, by the way. They were very disruptive. They were, people like Goldrich Gard were, this old man, young but oldish, were busy behaving like silly boys in parliament. And Shivambu himself was busy saying, not in the debate that was where they were insulted by Mbalula, but he kept on saying, we don't believe in this honorable thing, And they tried to change parliament. They become very disruptive, very childish, never understanding the role of opposition. So today what is happening? Chickens are coming home to roost. Chickens are coming home to roost. In my opinion, Mr. Shivambu got bored about the game. He got bored. But because he has no job, instead of resigning and going somewhere and start something more constructive, more beneficial to the nation, he decides to join another political party because he needs the salary. And he got tired of the game. You could actually see, I said this, there's a TikToker who has actually mentioned this. I said this, that, it looks like there's some kind of, they don't look like they're on the same page now. Mr. Shivambu and Maleme, you could actually see in his body language all the time, and all the time it was like he was supposed to be, whenever Mr. Maleme forgot something, he would say, Floyd, what is that? By the way, Floyd, and he would reply. And then he made that ridiculous suggestion that if the ANC was short of majority, he could actually give them that, push them to 50+1, provided they are going to make Mr. Shivambu a Minister of Finance. But you see, the disruption that Mbalula talks about, he calls them charlatans, and he asks the question whether they are not lumpen proletariat. And then he actually gives a definition according to Karl Marx. And then he says that they like actually saying things that they don't believe in themselves to deceive our people. And he says to be in red overall doesn't mean you're a revolutionary. So this actually is indicative of dismal performance by parliament for so many years. Because if EFF just didn't emerge from nowhere, they split from the ANC. So for 30 years, these people have never made parliament effective. Not all the time. I'm not making a statement, a blanket statement to say that they made the parliament dysfunctional. But they brought in that mediocrity that created a situation of dismal performance by parliament. The only two people in that meeting who made sense, albeit is Dr. Buthelezi, albeit in a very in jest, when he said we can't speak, we can only sing in a choir, but we can't speak simultaneously. And he said, I know this because as a Zulu, when I joined the regiment, and then it did that chant, and he laughed about it. So it was some kind of a tension breaker. The other person was Mr. Singh, who actually read the rule and said, according to this rule, whenever someone raises a point of order, everyone else must keep quiet so that the one who raises a point of order must be heard by parliamentarians and the presiding officer. But we cannot hear. We can't hear because people are making noise. And Mr. Frolic was very good in conducting. But they are the ones that started with frivolous motions of order, disruptions, and behavior like silly children, really, disruptive children. People like Goldrich Gadi, all of them. And those at that time, he was not as ridiculous as he is now. He was ridiculous because all of them were. But it's such a tragedy when people have been in parliament for so long, but they've not been effective, except to be disruptive. And I think Mr. Shivambu got tired of it. I think that's what is happening. I don't think there's anything, much groundbreaking that is happening with this move. But chickens are coming home to roost.